Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm Mary Cochran. I'll be your worship associate today. I currently serve this congregation as a member of the worship committee, among other things. Thank you for being here with us, whether you're joining us in the pews or online. Reverend Ed is away this month, so our guest today is congregation member Stephen Elmer, who will be leading us in various meditations, etc., that he has learned in his own practice. Some announcements. Lunch bunch today will be at Jason's Deli, which is corner of Westheimer and Fountain View, 12:15-ish, whenever we're off through drinking coffee in the gathering place. All are welcome to join in. Visitors are especially welcome to join us, just to get together, just to have lunch. Between the service and lunch bunch, coffee and conversation in the gathering place right outside the doors here. We would especially like to welcome visitors this morning. We're very happy you've chosen to include this place on your spiritual journey. You should have been handed a welcome packet when you arrived. If you did not, we're sorry for this oversight. Please ask for one as you exit the sanctuary this morning. The welcome kit contains a yellow card, just like the one in the pew back right in front of you. If you fill it out, we'll put you on our email list. We promise 2 emails a week only. We will not email bomb you. Whenever you're ready to take that step, please fill the card out and just drop it in one of the offering boxes. And welcome, we're delighted you're here. And now, Artem will bring us into our formal service. And now we transition into our sacred time together, a time of reverence, a time of attention, a time of intention. I invite you to join us in this time marked by the lighting of our chalice flame. I would like to invite Atticus to come forward and light our chalice flame in the sanctuary, and I invite those of you at home to light a candle or chalice where you are to join us in spirit.
In Plum Village, it is often customary to offer incense to our familial and spiritual ancestors. Adapted to our chalice lighting, this Plum Village incense offering, let us bring to mind those who have gone before us and remember that they are inside of us. The pain and joy of countless generations is with us now, and the present moment is our opportunity for healing and watering of the seeds of mindfulness. Please join me in reading these words together as they appear on your screen. In gratitude, we offer this flame throughout space and time to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May it bright as the sun itself, reflecting careful efforts, wholehearted awareness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas. May we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true home.
The Buddha rejected the caste system, and he opened his community to women, both of which were radical ideas in the time and place of the Buddha. Thich Nhat Hanh's first mindfulness training, Openness, states, aware of the suffering created by fanaticism and intolerance, we are determined not to be idolatrous about or bound to any doctrine, theory, or ideology, even Buddhist ones. We are committed to seeing the Buddhist teachings as guiding means that help us develop our understanding and compassion. They are not doctrines to fight, kill, or die for. We understand that fanaticism in its many forms is the result of perceiving things in a dualistic and discriminative manner. We will train ourselves to look at everything with openness and the insight of interbeing in order to transform dogmatism and violence in ourselves and in the world. In the spirit of openness, I invite you to say our words of welcome together. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, wherever you find yourself on your life's journey, whichever your pronouns, whether you've walked in or rolled in or dialed in, whomever you love, you are welcome here. Buddhism holds to the ultimate truth that all is one. Nothing that is has a separate self. Everything is interconnected and interdependent. Our UU principle of the interconnected web reminds us of the web of Indra in Buddhism, in which all things reflect all other things. Thich Nhat Hanh uses the term interbeing to describe this. Just as we acknowledge that our familiar and spiritual ancestors are in us, we acknowledge that our land ancestors, the Karankawa and the Atakapa peoples, who were the stewards of the land upon which Emerson is built, long before settlers arrived. We are the inheritors of the consequences of our ancestors' actions. While we inherit this land and all the care that the land's original custodians put into it, we also inherit the suffering inflicted upon them, as well as the responsibility to heal the suffering. Let us be mindful of this and, with gratitude, tend to this land with the same care and love as its original peoples.
Thich Nhat Hanh, or Thai, which means teacher, was a Vietnamese Zen Buddhist monk, peace activist, prolific author, poet, and teacher who founded the Plum Village tradition. Historically recognized as the main inspiration for engaged Buddhism, and known as the father of mindfulness, Thich Nhat Hanh was a major influence on Western practices of Buddhism. Born in 1926 and ordained as a monk at 16, he soon envisioned a kind of engaged Buddhism that could respond directly to the needs of society. He worked diligently for peace during the Vietnam War and was subsequently exiled for his opposition to the war. For his work, he was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize by Dr. Martin Luther King. Thai has applied Buddhist insights to every aspect of society, including education, business, technology, and the environmental crisis. During his exile while in France, he founded Plum Village in 1982. Since then, Plum Village has grown into Europe's largest Buddhist monastery. Today, Plum Village has become a global community of mindfulness practice centers offering retreats and teachings on engaged Buddhism and the art of mindful living. Many of the elements of today's service have been borrowed from the Plum Village tradition. One of these practices is the singing of what we call practice songs. Song is one of the treasured elements in the Plum Village tradition. But song goes much deeper than just the singing. Each practice song is to be approached as a little meditation in and of itself, intended to bring us back home to ourselves and to touch the interconnected nature of all things. So let us sing together, "We are all the leaves of one tree."
Giving, or generosity, is essential to Buddhism. Giving includes charity, or giving material help to people in want. It also includes giving spiritual guidance to those who seek it, and loving kindness to all who need it. The Buddha taught that when we give to others, we give without expectation or reward. We give without attaching to either the gift or the recipient. We practice giving to release greed and self-clinging. The practice of generosity with pure motivation is called dana paramita, which means perfection of giving, and is the first of the 10 paramitas, or 10 perfections. One of the ways we practice generosity here at Emerson is our sharing the plate offering. 75% of today's offering will go to our July recipient, Disability Rights of Texas. The mission of Disability Rights Texas is to help people in Texas who live with disabilities to understand and exercise their rights under the law, ensuring their full and equal participation in society. The remaining 25% of today's offering will go to Interfaith Ministries' Meals on Wheels, which provides thousands of meals every day to Houston's homebound seniors. You can go to our webpage for online giving, put a cash or a check in our offering basket, or mail a check to the church.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It was about 9 months ago that I was going through a difficult, painful time. I was working with the notion of my pain and happiness being one, being interdependent, and arising from one another, as with the yin and yang symbol we find in Taoism. I happened to stumble across this poem recited by Thich Nhat Hanh at the Grace Cathedral in San Francisco in 2009. This was also, I came across this just after the events in Israel on October 7th. I was moved by the poem and Thai's commentary, and it became a Dharma talk that I offered at my local Sangha here in Houston. When I was invited to offer another Plum Village service here at Emerson, this immediately came to mind. We will first begin by listening to Thai's commentary, and then proceed to the poem. Following the poem, we will move into a period of meditation.
This poem I wrote when I hear about the sea pirates on the Gulf of Siam who killed boat people and who raped the woman. That day I heard that a 13-year-old girl was raped on a boat by Thai sea pirates. And she could not bear it, so she jumped into the ocean and got drowned. And when you hear news like that, you suffer. You may not be able to enjoy your lunch. You have to practice. I practiced the whole day because I was upset, I was angry, I am a living being like everyone else, and I knew that I had to take good care of my anger. And in my practice of looking deeply, I asked the question as what I could do if I were there on the boat. There were many people on the boat, many refugees, and a number of sea pirates. They had guns, they had knives, and so on. If you were there, what could you have done in order to help the young girl? There were people who tried to do things in order to help. The father of the young girl, who tried to prevent the pirates to violate the girl, but he was thrown into the sea and drowned. What could I have done? If I had a gun with myself, should I kill the pirates? You have to practice looking deeply. You cannot condemn easily because you are on the spot. You have to do the best thing you could. In my meditation, I saw the pirate as a baby born in a certain village along the coastal line of Thailand. His father is very poor and get drunk every day. And his mother was not educated. She did not know how to take care and to raise her baby. And the baby grew up as a delinquent child. And at the age of 14 or 15, he had to follow his father to the high sea to do the fishing. All their life, they didn't have a chance to get out of the situation of poverty and ignorance. And after the father died, the son will continue to be the fisherman. And one day, a few friends of his tried to persuade him to go on a trip in order to meet the refugees, the boat people. They believe that the boat people, when they get out to the sea, they brought all their valuables, gold and jewels and things like that. And he was told that he only had to do it once in order to get out of the situation of poverty and get rid of that situation that has drug for many hundred years. So he went along. And when he saw the other pirates doing the things that were not supposed to be done, so he followed them and he raped the girl. I saw myself being born in that village as the baby of that family. If you did not help me, if politicians, educators, humanitarians, and other people did not do anything to help me, I grew up to be a sea pirate. And if you shoot me, I'll die. You did not help me by shooting me. I did not have a chance to learn how to love, how to understand. I was caught in the net of poverty and ignorance. And after having seen that, my pain, my anger was dissolved. Please call me by my true names. Don't say that I will depart tomorrow. Even today, I am still arriving. Look deeply. Every second I am arriving. To be a bud on a spring branch. To be a tiny bird with still fragile wings, learning to sing in my new nest. To be a caterpillar in the heart of a flower. To be a jewel hiding itself in a stone. I still arrive in order to laugh and to cry, to fear and to hope. The rhythm of my heart is the birth and death of all that is alive. I am a mayfly metamorphosing on the surface of the river. And I am the bird that swoops down to swallow the mayfly. I am a frog swimming happily in the clear water of a pond. And I am the grass snake that silently feeds itself on a frog. I am the child in Uganda, all skin and bones, my legs as thin as bamboo sticks. And I am the arms merchant selling deadly weapons to Uganda. I am the 12-year-old girl, refugee on a small boat, who throws herself in the ocean, after being raped by a sea pirate. I am the pirate, my heart not yet capable of seeing and loving. I am a member of the Politburo with plenty of power in my hands, and I am the man who has to pay his debt of blood to my people, dying slowly in a forced labor camp. My joy is like spring, so warm it makes flowers bloom all over the earth. My pain is like a river of tears, so vast it fills the four oceans. Please call me by my true names, so I can hear all my cries and laughter at once. So I can see that my joy and my pain are one. Please call me by my true names, so I can wake up, and the door of my heart could be left open, the door of compassion.
I now invite you to settle into a position that feels comfortable. Find your breath, quiet your mind as we enter into a period of meditation. I invite you to recall a person or group of people who you might have difficulty with. This could be someone in your life, a family member, friend, or colleague, or it could be a political figure or group. Anyone at all, alive or dead, near or far. It could be someone who brings up a lot of strong feelings, or the person who is driving too slow in the fast lane, or had too many items in the 10-item or less line. This could also be a version of yourself from the past or in the future. Now close your eyes, settle in. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. In, out. Breathing in, I am aware of my desire for happiness. Breathing out, I am aware of others' desire for happiness. I desire happiness, others desire happiness. Breathing in, I am aware of my desire to avoid suffering. Breathing out, I am aware of others' desire to avoid suffering. I wish to be free of suffering. Others wish to be free of suffering. Breathing in, I am aware that I have known sadness, loneliness, and despair. Breathing out, I am aware that others have known sadness, loneliness, and despair. I have known sadness, loneliness, and despair. Others have known sadness, loneliness, and despair. Breathing in, I am aware that I seek to fulfill my needs. Breathing out, I am aware that others are seeking to fulfill their needs. I seek to fulfill my needs. Others seek to fulfill their needs. Breathing in, I am aware that I am learning about life. Breathing out, I am aware that others are learning about life. I am learning. Others are learning. My joy is a spring so warm, it makes flowers bloom all over the earth. My pain is a river of tears, so vast that it fills the four oceans. My joy is a spring so warm, it makes flowers bloom all over the earth. My pain is a river of tears, so vast that it fills the four oceans. Please call me by my true names, so I can hear my cries and laughter at once, so I can see that my joy and pain are one. Please call me by my true names, so that I may wake up, and the doors of my heart will be left open. Call me by my true names, so I may wake up, so the doors of my heart will be left open, the door of compassion. Just a few hours after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, one of my right-leaning Facebook friends posted that it was a conspiracy on the part of the Biden administration to restrain the Secret Service and to allow this to happen. Only about an hour after that, one of my left-leaning Facebook friends posted how it was all staged by Trump's team. My best friend, a conservative, Republican, Christian, Donald Trump supporter, recently told me that his child is coming out as transgender. My friend and his wife are having a very difficult time with this, refusing to use their child's new name or to refer to them with appropriate pronouns, and their relationship with their child is in peril. My first reaction was to come to their child's aid, to defend and to argue their case, to try to change my friend's mind. It is natural to do this when something hits close to me, close to home. My brother is transgender, and I feel strongly about our principle of openness and worth, and the worth and dignity of all people. I eventually realized, though, that arguing was pointless. We could go round and round with nothing resolved, and both of us feeling frustrated and resentful. Who am I to try to change my friend's beliefs? And I came back to the present moment. That sounds like it is really difficult for you. I'm sorry you are struggling with this. I connected with the intense fear that my friend was feeling, both for himself and his child, and was able to say some things to help him deal with his fear and strong feelings. Regardless of whether or not I thought my friend's feelings were justified, I can let go of my own attachments, and I can reach into my heart and connect with the feelings. In the end, the conversation was a touching, heartfelt moment. It could have gone very differently. Ty's poem reminds me that under the right set of causes and conditions, I am my friend, and I am my friend's child. I am the refugee girl, and I am the pirate. I am an Emerson UU, and I am a member of the Karankawa Nation. I breathe the same air and am made of the same star stuff. I am the wave, but I am also the water. I am reminded that the challenge is to put down the storylines and to connect deeply with the people in the world and the world around me. It is when I do this that Ty reflects in his commentary, and also in his beautiful poem, that my heart opens. And when my heart is open, that is when there is room for healing and transformation. Ty often talks about taking care of the present moment. And I'm not involved in political world affairs. I judge myself for not being out marching or demonstrating, being an activist, like part of me thinks I should be. But I'm very aware that I need to take care of me in this moment. And my form of activism is taking care of him. And in taking care of this moment and taking care of him, hopefully that throws something out into the world to help heal everything that we heard Ty talk about and everything that we hear in the news and on Facebook and social media and everywhere else. So my challenge to each of you today is to go forth with an open heart. Whether worldwide events or the person in the checkout lane, look deeply and remember that just like us, others also know sadness, loneliness, and despair. Others are also seeking a way to happiness and freedom from suffering. We are all just trying to fulfill our needs with varying degrees of skillfulness, and we are all learning about life. So please join in our closing hymn, breathing in, breathing out. That was shorter than I expected. The notion of merit, Atticus, you want to come up? The notion of merit can be an important concept in Buddhism. I imagine we have all heard of the notion of karma. Very simplistically, karma is the idea that what goes around comes around. Merit is essentially that good karmic energy that is accumulated by wholesome thoughts, words, and actions. Buddhism introduces the notion of the bodhisattva. A bodhisattva is someone who is on the verge of enlightenment, who perhaps has accumulated enough merit to be liberated into nirvana, yet out of compassion has chosen to stay and help the rest of us until all beings have attained enlightenment. In the spirit of the Bodhisattva vow, it is often customary at the end of a Buddhist ceremony to share the accumulated merit with all beings to further everyone's progress toward enlightenment, rather than selfishly hanging on to it ourselves. So with that in mind, let us collectively share the merit of today's practice as we extinguish our chalice, releasing the energy of the morning into the world for all to partake of. Please rise. And I invite you to join me in sharing the merit of today's practice. May the merit of our practice benefit all beings in the 10 directions and across the 3 times. Thank you.
We're so grateful for your presence this morning, and thank you, Stephen, for putting on this service. For those of you who have joined us on YouTube, after the postlude, we'll be ending our live streaming service. Thank you to all online attendees. We look forward to hosting you again.